Hari Om. So I shall continue my part 4 in English. Comparative religions, Hinduism versus Christianity. So the time span, see, I have emphasized on the first three parts that the physics part of it, the atom behavior of the atomic world, and then the time span available in Hinduism, taught to us by our sages, and how it perfectly matches with the modern Western science. See, that's what beautifully Carl Sagan, Carl, Carl Sagan, Segan, a very well known astronomer, astrophysicist from USA. And you know, all of us saw this movie in 1980. There was a television series called Cosmos. So, in his book, The Brocos Brain, if you see, or The Cosmos, if you see, he appreciates beautifully how these Hindus calculated the age of the sun to be 8.64 billion years. I'm really wonderstruck, he says. He says very clearly, he doesn't appreciate Bible, he doesn't appreciate go to Quran or say, because he's a very top class astrophysicist. And he brought a beautiful series called The Cosmos, 1980 television series. Everybody must have seen that. So that means all these things, I am giving you an example particularly with relation to this our Tamil Nadu politicians who says there is no science in Hinduism, just like you find science in Christianity and Islam. Well, the best joke of the day is what I just laughed at it. So much science that I would not find time to come on, cull out and then explain. So much is the scientific tenets. See, if you go to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna beautifully says in chapter 8, verse number 17, you go to, again, just I'm giving you an example from Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavan says, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahaha Tat Brahmanaha Viduhu. I repeat that first line. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahaha Tat Brahmanaha Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Te Ahaha Ratri Viduhu Janaha. No, what does it mean? I told you Sahasra Yugam is one kalpam. And one kalpam is the one day of the sun, not one night, one day. So Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, till Sahasra Yugam. Paryantam means Adya Paryantam. If I say in Sanskrit, till today is the artha. So Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, that's what he says. So Sahasra Yuga means 1000 Yuga means one kalpam, I told you, which is one day of Brahma, not one night, one day of Brahma. And that Brahmana, that is Brahma, means Viduhu, is known. Viduhu means it's known. Then Ratri also, same. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Sahasrantam. Ratrim Yuga is all together with the night, which is again Sahasra Yuga, which is again 432 crore years. So Ratri is also Sahasra Yuga. Day is also Sahasra Yuga. So one day of Brahma is 864 billion years or 864 koti years, which is the life of our sun, which is 8.64 billion. That's what Carl Sagan says. That's what astronomers, astrophysicists of all Western societies say. They accept. They accept the calculation of the Hindus. Sir, what does it mean? Why I am putting you the time span, why I am putting you the behavior of atoms is, matter cannot be destroyed. There has to be several births. 311 trillion years. Go to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, you from chapter 17, 18, 19, all these chapters you see, especially Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhudas commentaries. Very beautiful it is. It comes to 311 trillion years, the Pralaya take place. Very well explained. The science is explained perfectly. The dissolution of the universe. But science is explained and you just find fault with Hinduism. There is no science in Hinduism. This is one portion I am telling, not even one portion, one atom, one dot. I am telling you, there are vast sciences in Hinduism, in Hindu philosophy. Whether it is in Sanskrit or is in pure Tamil, so much is there that you will be astonished to see the vastness of science available so many thousands of years back. Our heritage is 10,000 years back. Leaving this heritage, and you find to fault with our Hinduism, especially Tamil Nadu politicians and certain Christian priests when they preach, they belittle, they berate Hinduism. Having been born as a Hindu, having taken the food for generations, their grandfather, great great grandfather, great 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 grandfathers, all taken food, and having in the process of rebirth and recycling, rebirth and death and birth and death and birth, if they start criticizing, the level of their ignorance is what to be really thought of. So much ignorance that their fanaticism shrouds even their common sense. So you have to undergo the birth and death. That is absolutely certain. Again, Bhagavan says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna tani aham veta sarvani na tvam vetam parantapasvi. Bahuni me janmani vyatitani. Bahuni, lots of janmani I have spent. Yours also, Arjuna. But tani, those, aham veta sarvani, I know all them, all of these births, because I am in a body. The body is perishable. The body cannot be truth. But my Atma is permanent. Tani aham veta sarvani na tva veta parantapasvi. You do not know, tapasvi, you do not know, but I know. Because he is the Almighty. See the signs. He does not say, I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life. Okay, if you are the truth, where is your body now? The body is perishable. If the body is perishable and you call yourself as truth, it is not untruth, it is untruth. If somebody says, if Jesus says that I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life, his body must be there. No, he must be living still. The body cannot decay. If the body decays, it's not truth. Billy Graham was mocking Buddha. He says, even Buddha said, I am still searching for the truth. And Buddha tells the truth, that if you say that you are still searching for the truth through a body which is perishable and the body is untruth, you are telling the truth. Otherwise, your body must be even today, here before us. I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life is something described by these gospel writers, as Jesus has told, is something like a guide. He is only a guide to his Father. He always cries to his Father in heaven. He is only a messenger of God and he is not God. He cries and he says, I am the guide, I am the proper guide. My grandfather used to tell the same thing when in 1930s, when people wanted to go to Sabarimala, he used to tell them, they say, I know the way. Because I know the light, I know the pathway. It's a dense forest. If you want to go to and see Lord Ayyappa, our Father, only I know the way. And I am the very few who know the way. I am the way. Because others, it's a thick forest, you may get lost. In 1930s, you can imagine. Which is very correct. Even if Jesus has said it is only a way, the truth means he is a guide to his Father in heaven. See, these Christian priests, especially Tamil Christian priests, the way they mock, I have seen. I really felt very bad for it. It is not the way to do, because you are in this culture. You are born under the Tamil Sangam, 3 Tamil Sangams, the Muttamil Changam. Having born here, you criticize your own parents. You have sold your soul probably, or you are getting money. What else can this has done to you? Tell me. Is it going to give you 1,000 years of life? No, do you have even a child? Okay, my dear friends, I am touching upon this subject because the science behind the Vedas, the science behind the Hinduism, the concept of birth and death when matter cannot be created or destroyed, and the concept of atoms, the subatomic particles, Anoho, Aniyan, Mahati Mahiyan, says Yamadharmaraja to Nachiketa. Anoho, of the Anus, I am Aniyan, I am the small, I am the subatomic particle, which was known to Yamadharmaraja. How many years back? 7,000-8,000 years back. Anoho Aniyan, Mahati Mahiyan. Bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest. So, the subatomic particles like fermions or bosons, and they do not decay and they enter bodies depending on Yatha Shruta and Yatha Karta. is known to our ancients much better than all these foreign European priests who came to know about that only about 800, 900 years back, not before that. I am going to tell in my next series of lectures the dangers involved in worshipping negativity, the dangers involved in worshipping sorrow, because all these atoms, I told you, electrons are interconnected. If you start worshipping negativity, sorrow, and be in that field, in the negative field of negative dark energy, those atoms, those electrons will think that you like them. And so they will come to you in the form of sorrow only. Do you want sorrow in your short life, or do you want to have a reasonably a good life? I'm not saying a life of pleasure with the 72 angels with you. No. Reasonably a good family middle class life is much better without any sorrows. For that, to attract them, you have to attract positivity. You have to travel in the field of positive energy. If negative energy, negative field and negative thoughts and sorrows start coming to you, they think they like you. They think that you like them, they like you also. Because these are all surrounding those areas in the negative area. If you see the universe, you feel dark areas, negative energy areas. Scientists do not know what is there, what is the function of those areas. They do not know. It may be a field of sorrow. And if you start worshipping sorrow, which I don't accept with these European priests, you attract negative fields, you attract negative atoms. In my honest opinion, if Jesus had lived, a good saint, a good preacher, a messenger of God, I do admire, I do worship him also. There is nothing wrong in worshipping a Acharya. Acharya Devo Bhava. Atiti Devo Bhava. Even the guests you worship, that's what the Vedas says. We should worship. We should respect. We should not do any nindanam. We should not find fault like they find fault on us. They do not know. Because they only are fanatics. They only know what is what they want to propagate, just like they propagate Coca-Cola and Pepsi, which is all bad for your health. They'll simply go on propagate. They want their ideas to be thrust upon you. That's all. There is nothing supernatural in all these Christianity, Churchianity. There is nothing supernatural. In my vast experience, I am telling there is nothing supernatural. It is all your Purva Janma Papa and Karma. You have to pay for it. It can be mitigated if you fall at the feet of Lord Krishna or Lord Shiva. That's all I would say. Because field of positivity is there. You may be guided to some field, though you may have to undergo sorrow as per your Atma's karma. It decides to undergo for purification. The more of it I will discuss in my next Vibhaga part. Till such time, Bhuyat Tavat Shubha Mangalam Hari Om.